Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Inside Line Racing. This is round number 16, and we are here in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix. This is ILR3 for the Xbox platform. I am your commentator, Jess, and joining me, as per usual, is my co-commentator, Jack. How are you doing?
I'm alright. I don't really know what to think of this track because, well, it's not the greatest. Not to put it down on things straight away, but don't really always see that much overtaking just because of the nature of the track. By the time you get to the end of the DRS zone, you're not close enough to overtake, and then you just lose each other in the corners again. And you just sort of rinse and repeat. So, since it's wet in the race, that can change things a bit because this track does get very slippery in the wet compared to some others.
Yeah. I'll keep you updated on the weather conditions, but it's going to be a dry qualifying, and then it's going to be light rain to start with, and then it's going to dry up towards the end. So strategy doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what tyres they qualify on. They can go on the hypersofts, and it won't matter because they won't start on those anyway. But they don't want to use too much hypersofts when it goes to the dry part of the race. They may want to use it towards the end, but we'll have to wait and see for that. So Russian Grand Prix, first held in 1913, but it actually started properly in 2014 in Sochi, where Mercedes won every single one. Lewis Hamilton won 3 times, Rosberg won once, and Valtteri Bottas won once in 2017. So, yeah, Mercedes are very dominant. Are Mercedes going to be dominant tonight? We'll have to wait and see. Steerage is our championship leader after him and Hamilton taking dominant first and second places last week, and it is actually his first race in the ILR3 team, so it'll be interesting to see how he does representing his new team as well. I think we have XB1 Lightning, which I do believe is Andrew, I think, who's representing them, or it might be Killian, I'm not entirely sure, but
XB1 Lightning, I think, is Killian, but
yeah.
I don't see Andrew in here, and Andrew is normally in the Toro Rosso, so I think it might be Andrew actually, yeah.
Yeah, it might be, yeah. And to be honest, with Russia, anything can happen, because if you want to get a good lap in, it doesn't really matter. Going on the hypersofts will be good. If I was doing a dry race, I would go on the ultras, but since the hypers last quite a long time anyway, it doesn't really matter. But as a
yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, in the dry, tyre wear is on this track for some reason is just non-existent. There is absolutely none. So I would be surprised if it was dry, we would see some people going hypersoft, ultra soft, because that is possible. Because of the there's no tyre wear at all. But because it's wet, I think we'll probably be seeing inters, ultras. I think that would be probably the most sensible option.
Yeah. What happened last night though? That happened hypersoft to ultras. There was someone that that was JJ Box taking an interesting run into turn 1. He just set the fastest that time. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There was someone who crashed in turn 1 a few turns in the first few laps, and he actually managed to survive the soft tyres for pretty much the whole race, apart from the lap he crashed. So that was pretty good. So it just goes to show you were right. Tyre wear is pretty much non-existent, and it just, it doesn't really matter what strategy you go on. You're probably more than likely going to go on the one stop, but with a wet race, anything is possible. It could be one stop, it could be 2 stops. You've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Not quite sure what happened there, but
I think it was probably people just backing up for their laps, maybe getting out of the way for some others. So if there's yellow flags in sector 3, I wouldn't take that much notice of it because there's not that many places to bin it in sector 3 anyway because you're going so slow.
Yeah.
I think most of the actual yellow flags we see will probably be in sector 2 because sector 1 again there's only 4 corners, so and you're flat out for 2 of them. So yeah.
Yes, a couple of DRS zones on this track at the moment, and we could expect the lap times to be around about in the probably see someone in the 1:30. I won't be surprised if Steerage or Hamilton could go in those. So those are representative lap times for them banker times. We've still got a few people who want to set their lap times at this stage. Now Zillian needs to have some much better luck this race because he started on pole with an audacious strategy starting on the hypersofts, but then he lost it a little bit in the opening couple of laps, and Barry has just lost it there as in the Toro Rosso, and I think it was in the middle of sector 2 So that was not the best lap for him, and he'll be starting at the back of the grid. But probably a lot of these guys will be running pretty much some bit of the setup wet, because obviously having a pretty much dry setup for a wet race is not going to be the best idea. So some people will be compromising qualifying and working strategy towards the race, or vice versa. But we just have to wait and see which strategy works. As the Sauber just moved out of the way of the Force India there, as I think ADOS is in P2 at the moment. Dome Fun's on a lap, Titan in the Mercedes on a lap at the moment, just going past starting sector 3 now. It's looking quite good on those hyper soft tyres, but I think he's going to pits anyway. And I think it's not fast for a lap anyway, unless he goes on one. So a lap time we can set right now. Nope, he's on a flyer. I think Dome Fun's on a flyer as well. Let's just see who else. AJ is on one as well in the Sauber, but I think he's going to be on an out lap as well. So he's on. Oh no, he's out of fuel though. But yeah, if I was them, get your laps in now to make sure you score your best possible chance of not being in the back of the grid. It looks like AJ's lap time was invalidated because he's gone into the pits.
Russia is a big place for getting a lot of penalties. There quite a bit of strange track limits going on, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of positions in this race are decided by penalties, unfortunately. I know it's not what we like to see, but it is just the truth. So if we get to the end of the race and people don't go for moves, it's probably because they know the person in front has got more penalties than them, and they just don't want to risk taking off a bit of their front wing or whatever. I'm surprised that so many people have gone for running ultras and softs and stuff, but I have seen in another league, it was light rain at the start, but because there were so many cars on the field, and there are quite a few on the field today, 15 is a reasonable amount, the rain wasn't heavy enough, so they did still start on slicks. So I think a couple of people in this lobby are in that league, so I think that might be what they're anticipating. ILR3 steerage, ABS Hamilton, I think JJ Rocks, but I'm not too sure. No, he's not. Ignore me.
Yeah, because a lot of people started on the Hypersoft to begin with, but that's my reckoning of people it may rain at the start, but then it won't rain for that long, and then it'll just go straight to dries, and then I'll have to pit for dries as the steerage took another interesting line. Lots of people taking very interesting lines going into the final few corners, I've got to say. Turn 3 is notorious, in my opinion, for taking people out or having accidents. So we're going to watch out for Turn 3 tonight because that's where we can see a lot of people also been in qualifying as well.
JJ Rock's just on straight on at the Carlos Sainz corner, I think that is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, the Carlos, that's where I usually get called out in this game, I've got to say. Reminds me, and it is quite difficult, I've got to say. So he'll probably be going into the pits again. He looks like he is struggling, and looks like he's got pretty much a wet setup, but due to the fact because we don't know when the rain is going to stop, we don't know when they're going to pit. It may just be rain for 2 minutes then a dry race, but we shall see. As steerage is in the pits, and I'm just seeing who else is out. I think Hamilton's gone out again, but I don't think he's on laps. He's on ERS mode 0, but you can prove me wrong. Interestingly enough, Titan Prime in second place in a Mercedes. Don't usually see him up front, but he is, which is a very good lap for him so far. He's gone into the pits again, probably to set a few more laps soon. Dun Thunder in third, and ADOS in fourth position. So a mixture of grid at the moment. Jason in the McLaren down there in 10th. Now he got his third podium on the pad in Singapore. Now that was amazing, and he was one of my drivers of the day last week, and he just proved everybody wrong that you can do Singapore with tyre harass really high on the pad. So props to anyone who raced on Singapore last week on any ILR game on a pad, because it is very, very hard.
Hamilton's starting another lap now. He's running what I think he does. He gets the fourth factory mode on along the straight, as you would do. It's been proven that it's marginally quicker. I think the quickest lap I've ever seen him during a qualifying session was a 1:29.9 a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who it was by. Probably won't know who it is anyway. But so far, some pretty good little lock up into turn 4 there, into sector 1. I'll just see what the time is for that. He's currently 2.5 tenths up on his best, so pretty good so far. Well, really good since there's only 4 corners. Pretty big gain. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him get into the 130s. Quite a lot better turning than I think he was getting on the previous lap. I think he was getting quite a bit of sort of uncertainty in his cars originally. I'm surprised ILR3 steerage is so far down, but then again, he is, well, 3 compounds harder than ABS Hamilton is. You see quite a lot of that sort of jumping compound around the tracks, sort of going, you'll get a hyper soft, ultra soft, and then a soft, missing out a super soft compound. And braking for the last sector, got the front end in pretty nicely there, didn't go straight on like we did see JJ Rocks do a minute ago. Quite understeery section here because these 2 corners are both off camber, but still gets the car nicely pointed in. This car seems very balanced through the most of this lap. I've only seen a couple of the lockups. 2 90-degree right-handers to go. Another small lockup there. I think this will be an improvement.
Yes, it
only
is.
Minorly though.
134.1. I think he only improved by a few tenths, I think. So that was a good lap from him. As we're still waiting for a few more guys to set some laps as well. And yeah, I think it could be interesting in terms of strategy, but it could also be in terms of how long they can go on the track on these inters, and then having to switch for a slicker tyre and which tyre to go on, because they may go on the wrong side. They may think, oh, I'll go on the hyper soft, that's fine, but they'll probably end up going on a much different tyre than they wanted to, and then get it completely wrong. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. As Jason just got pole, I mean, he improved by like 4 tenths, so
Wow.
So he improved, I think ABS Hamilton started by 4 tenths, sorry. He was 10th a moment ago, and now he's P1, so he lost 1,000 times somewhere. So good on to Jason. You can tell he's on the pad because the way he's driving his steering wheel in the cockpit, as I just saw in that camera. So that is a good time in Russia, to be fair, on a pad. But I wonder if steerage is going to go on to the hypers, or is he going to stay where he is? I think he's going to stay on the softs, will probably go on the ultras, I think, because he probably won't be challenging for pole. But since Steerage and Hamilton were dominant last week anyway, as long as one of them are up front, then they'll probably be battling each other anyway. By the way, I absolutely love Zillian's helmet, by the way, the Mercedes. That's pretty cool. Anyway, getting back off topic, the top 8 are separated by 8 tenths, which is pretty close, I've got to say. So pretty much any of the top 8 can get pole. We've still got 3 minutes to go. A few people are going out now for their last few laps. Very key to get their laps in as quick as possible, and just before the checker flag runs up, because you really want to be the last to cross that line, like we said in pretty much most of these races. And all Steerage has just improved his lap time. He's now 69 thousandths behind Jason. So good lap from him.
I'm surprised, well, actually, I don't know one's quite right, but still only a couple of drivers that haven't set a lap. I have a feeling that is literally just because of all the invalidations you can get. Most of them are probably in Sector 2, mostly that one dodgy corner I know. Sometimes you won't be even close to cutting it and it'll still invalidate your lap. It's the right-hander before this back straight. Even when you've got it on casual corner cutting, you'll still get warnings pretty easily around there. Zillian's on a flyer. Hopefully the Renault Dun Thunder gets out his way pretty quickly. Does so. No, he doesn't. Thought he went wide there, but I think they're both on a lap at the moment, so it's more Zillian that didn't give himself enough room going into his lap. So Dun Thunder can carry on as far as I'm concerned, because he is on his lap. It is up to you. It's your responsibility to give yourself the gap at the start of the lap. That's why we see Sector 3 yellow sometimes of people backing up really slowly. Is that a yellow for who?
I don't know. Let me just see. I think it might. Oh, it's APS Hamilton's running quite slowly, but he's on his out lap. He must be stuck in
Yellow's
neutral.
everywhere at the moment.
He's stuck in neutral. Oh no, he's back on a few gears, that's fine. I think it's just warming his car up a little bit. We don't usually see
Zillian, even though he was stuck, behind the Renault,
And
he's put in exactly the same time to the thousandth of the second than ILR3 steerage.
Wow, but if that rule states, because it happens quite a lot in the leagues I commentated in, if you have the same time, the person that set the lap time first gets the higher position. So Steerage set that lap time first, he gets second over Zillion. But what a good lap, I think. But I think what helped Zillion was he got some slipstream from Dome Thunder, and Dome Thunder didn't get any slipstream because there was no one in front of him. So that's probably what helped him on his laps. He got DRS, obviously, and then he got slipstream from Dome Thunder, not Dome Thunder. But yeah, that's definitely helped him. But I think Zillion can find some more time. Steerage, I think, is going to challenge Jason as well. So, yeah, Ados is 1/10 behind them. So, this is going to be quite a close qualifying towards the end. We've got 44 seconds to go. Steerage, I hope Steerage makes it in time. I think he'll probably just make it in time to set one final lap. And the Mercedes going slow, I don't think Zillion's going to set another lap.
He's going to have to really floor it if he wants to make that. We're going to see a repeat. I remember him doing this in Singapore in another league. He was just cutting every single corner in a bid to make it to the line. He made it with tenths to go, but I don't think he's going to make it this time.
No,
he's still got a sector to go and he's got 15 seconds left.
Yeah, Hamilton, I think, is on a lap. Hamilton has decided he's not going on the start, he's going on a hyper.
That won't help.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got nowhere near.
No, so, yeah, time's up. So I think he's probably going to slow the car down and he's going to go into the pits. AJH has retired as well. And Ados can't improve either. He's fourth. Zillion is slowing down, so I don't think he can improve on his time. So I think it's really up to APS Hamilton, Jason, and Dumb Thunder to see if they could improve on their lap time and see if Jason can possibly improve his lap time to increase his chance of getting pole. But Hamilton is on the flyer right now. He's on a good ERS mode at the moment. Is he going to find? It's going to be tough. He's got to find about he's got to find about 3 attempts to get pole. So he might have made a mistake in his final few laps that might have costed him pole to begin with. As the yellow flag is set to 3, that's probably not going to help him in the slightest. And I think that's Zillion running slow in the pit lane, so that's all right. As we go across the final corner, is Hamilton going to improve enough to get pole? Yes, he does. With a 130, I did say someone was going to get into the 130s, and I was right. Leopard's still on the lap. Dome Thunder's still on the lap. Dome Thunder's looking pretty
Jason's
strong.
still not across the line yet. Coming through the last corner now. Been pretty solid lap from him so far. He's running marginal on fuel. Wow, that is a great lap.
Jason just snatches it. 3 attempts. Leopard's on the line, but I don't think it's going to be a fast one. Nope, he's 13th. So Jason pulled it out of the bag. Hamilton just got pole with a 138, and Jason was like, no thank you, I'm having none of that. It's not your pole position, it's mine. And he's done it. And he found by about a second that lap. He must have done. So props to Jason there. He is looking very strong for the race, but not going to jinx anything. Because last time I jinxed someone on pole last week, he didn't do well. So not going to say much. So here's your standings then. Jason takes pole, with APS Hamilton in second. Steerage managing to find some more time in third. So these top 3, it's going to be interesting. I think they're a class above the rest of the field, to be honest. Zillion in 4th, Ados in 5th, Dome Thunder in 6th, PXM Lightning in 7th, JoJo Rocks in 8th, Cal in 9th, and Dark Phoenix rounds up your top 10 with Atlantis, Titan, Leper, AJH, and unfortunately Barry did not set a time there, and Barry will be starting at the back of the grid, but Jason just pulled out of the park today, and if he wants to win this race, he's got to nail the wet to dry conditions like a T. So, and yes.
Oh, that is definitely into conditions. No way we're starting on the slicks.
Nope. So a few people that did start on the soft are probably going to they're probably
regret
kicking
it
themselves right now. But I think some of these guys that like Steerage and Hamilton, they saw that it wasn't going to be light rain. It was going to be like this. So I think they changed their mind quite quickly to go on what tyres they're in. So, but that is very important. you're not going to know necessarily how thick it's going to be rain-wise. It just says light rain, but it may be light, thick rain. We shall see. But luckily it's not snowing at the moment, as it was snowing quite a bit where I was at work yesterday. But, well, today, because I did see a bit of snow from last night. But nothing quite dramatic, I've got to say. As we're waiting for the last few drivers to get ready then. And there's no point going through the strategy for the start of the race, because they're all going to be on intermediate
Unless somebody
tyres.
gets damaged. Unless somebody gets damaged, I think it's going to be the same for pretty much everyone. Inters to ultras, because I think this rain is going to be... I'm not sure how many squares it was in for, but normally if it says half, it will probably mean more like 2/3.
Yeah, I will need to double check though, but they haven't told me, so we will find out for the driver. But obviously they're driving now, so obviously they can't tell us. So yeah, we'll have to find out at some point. This is going to be interesting.
Because that turn 3, those with high ballast are going to have to be very careful, because on this game, in 2017, you didn't really notice it if you had, it was more the short corners you were most likely to get a swapper on. But in the longer corners in this game, you can literally just get a swapper on halfway through the corner if you've got high ballast. And especially in the wet conditions, that's going to be very likely if you've got quite a happy car, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, ballast, having high ballast on these interconditions is quite a risky move, I've got to say. But to be honest, I don't really know about ballast myself, so I can't really comment on that. So we'll just have to find out. Jason needs to get a good start off the line, which I know he's had a very good start, but he's got Hamilton and Steerage chasing up him, so and they're good on starts as well. I remember I think it was Belgium or something, I do remember on Monza, one of these guys got a much better start, the APS guys. Now, obviously, they're not APS guys. Well, they are, because they race in the same league. But Hamilton's APS, and we got a few disqualifications. Quite a lot, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy moly.
Yeah, when they say warm your brakes, they don't mean test other people's as well.
Don't do Vettel and Hamilton at Baku 2017, please.
Yeah, that wasn't very professional. Again,
no.
Keep it nice and balanced. I won't make people angry because
no, because
I do that a bit too often in real life.
As we do see a few people lining up, because obviously they got disqualified, but the rest of the guys are filling in right now. Jason takes the front row grid spot on the left with Hamilton on the right. Well, it does depend on the camera angle. Well, I can see. So, I think the last cars are filtering in. Yes, they are. We are about to get underway with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it is lights out, and away we go now. Soggy Sochi Grand Prix. And looks like Hamilton's off to a very good start. Jason didn't get the best of starts. And I think Steerage is going to try and cover Hamilton. Jason, yes, he did. Steerage up a position. Jason's under pressure from a lot of people right now. Oh, there's contact from Jason. And he is struggling like a hawk at the moment. A lot of people are getting front wing damage. Not the best way to start your Grand Prix. And Jason's right at the back now, and he has to have his front wing changed right now, because it doesn't look that badly damaged. Zinglian's gone as well. Holy moly, I swear, on races around Rush does bring a lot of carnage, I gotta say, and boy, I was not wrong, as Barry is trying to gain position as well. I think we had a few contact from then. So at the moment, Hamilton leads from ADOS. Titan Prime has lost a few ground as well. He's trying to gain from Cal. Cal manages to try and defend. A lot of corner cutting around here, but it's quite tricky in the way.
Has a Ferrari of Cal.
Oh my word, AJ8 is out. We got a few front wings. This is just carnage right there already at the start of this Grand Prix, and we're not even at lap 2 or 3, and Cal's just struggling at the back as well. I'm surprised there isn't a safety car. But Hamilton,
yeah, same to be honest.
And Hamilton's already pulling away like a hawk. 3.3 seconds. I think he's used to these wet conditions anyway, so he's like, yeah, I can do this. I think Hamilton and Sturridge, the only people to have no assists, and also they had practice of the rain as well. And you can tell because Sturridge is right on the back of Ados right now, on these inter conditions. As the rain is getting down pretty heavily at the moment, but it's going to go dry towards the end, so we'll have to wait and see. And Dark Phoenix is going into the pit. I'm quite surprised Jason's gone into the pit, and so did Barry and Cal. So there was like quite a few people. Oh my word, Steerage is gone. There's some contact from Steerage and Ados. And we have Force Indians. It's a not Paris moment. They are finding these wet
right around
conditions.
the outside, both of them.
They are finding these wet conditions very tricky indeed. To be honest, I'm quite surprised. I'm not surprised at all this is happening. But they got to be aware if they do spin, they got to wait until a few of the cars go past them before they can go back into position, because that's what these people are not doing. JJ Bolt's getting the first time penalty of the session, which is not good, I've got to say. And I think due to that carnage, I think Hamilton's managed to pull away like a hawk. And I think Sturridge has got to do all he can now to try and make sure he can close up. Looking on Sturridge's car, doesn't look like he's got any damage at all. So he's come away quite easy. But Atlantis though, P4, picks them lightning game positions as well. We've got to be careful for the laggy JJ box, which I think I would like to call him at the moment. But hopefully his connection can get sorted soon, as he's taking a very tight entry Lightning. JJ Box not giving much space for Lightning as he dives it in. Lightning, I think, gets it done quite nicely, in fact, and up into P5. What a move from him, managing to do all he can with that. I thought he couldn't get it done, but he absolutely did. And I think we got a Renault right
because
behind
JJ
as
Rock's
well.
got to watch himself because he has got front wing damage.
And he's going to the pit.
Yeah, just sort of incidents all over the place. I thought it was going to, Dunthunder clearly cut the track there. I saw that. I think a lot of people, because Russia doesn't seem to let up even with wet conditions. So I wouldn't be surprised if everyone has got a time penalty by the end of this race.
Yeah.
And I think we're just seeing evidence of how slippery it is as well, because there's not many places for the rain to drain away. And I think this is actually heavy rain as well. This does not look like light rain at all. You've just got people sliding everywhere on tyres that are just about coping. You had ILR3 Jason at the start. I'm not really too sure whose fault it was, because he didn't know there was two up the inside. There was only really a way you could know there was one up the inside. Only left room for one of them, but there was two, and just sort of compounded the situation and spun around to the back of the field. But he is actually on the back of Zillion average now. I don't think he got any wing damage, which is really lucky for him, because I know it wasn't his fault, obviously. But when he spun back round into the pack, he did give one or two people wing damage. So he's going to try and do a bit of a recovery drive and get past Zillion. He is very confident on the brakes from what I'm seeing. I'm not sure if he's running ABS or what. I think he might have a run down at the end of the back straight. Cal's retired. Not too sure if that was a crash or...
I'm not entirely sure either. I think it might have just been... I didn't really see that, so I can't really judge that. But Jason's already finding some time from Zillion. Atlantis, stop go. I think everyone's finding these rain conditions a lot harder than expected. Zillion's just cut another corner, went off the track, so he's probably going to get another warning if he's not careful. Zillion trying to defend hard off Jason. Oh, that's very tight. As I think looks like Zillion had less space, or Zillion gave Jason less space. I don't really know. As Jason, I think, has got the position done from Zillion.
I think Lightning's about to have a go at Atlantis. He's going to try and go down the inside. I think that's going to be another place for... Cuts the corner a bit, but I think he gets away with it. That's another place for Lightning. That's another move he's made in the space of, well, one lap, up 2 positions. But I think Atlantis tried to go back around the outside, but because that isn't the driest part of the track, that is, well, the only place you can really stay on the track at the moment is on the line, unless you just want to aquaplane like crazy. So overtaking is pretty much only going to be done on a straight from this point.
Yeah, you can't really do it in a corner unless you're APS Hamilton or Steerage, who tried to overtake quite nicely. But yeah, going through the straights is probably much easier. Ados, I think, one of the people, he avoided just the carnage. He got collided with his teammate, but he didn't get much damage at all. So I think he was lucky as well as Jason as well, and he's staying in P3, so that is good for him. Atlantis is still going to chase. Oh, Atlantis just hit the wall a little bit. I don't think there was any damage loss, but Dome Thunder's all over the back of Atlantis now due to that incident. And Dumb Thunder is definitely going to look for an opportunity here. He's like, right, I'm having this. And it's going to be very, very tight going through this final couple of corners. Visibility is low, of course, around Russia on these wet conditions.
Yeah, I think it has finally gone back to light rain. It has eased off a lot, so that line is going to start drying. And by the time inters have really started to come good, I think it's probably going to stop raining. But that probably won't be for another 6-7 laps. We probably won't see dries until right at the end, and some people may not even go to dries at all. Yellow's in sector 3. Is that JJ Rocks and Barry? I think it was. I think Barry just went into a bit of a spin, but I didn't see exactly what happened. I think Phoenix might have lost a bit. He has lost quite a big chunk of his wing on the right side and a bit on the left side as well.
Yeah, that looks like it, which was very unfortunate there from that. We're seeing your yellow flags, I've got to say, but Dome Thunder, he's going to look for the opportunity pretty soon. DRS is disabled though, so all they're going to pretty much rely on is slipstream, as I think Atlantis is getting slipstream from Lightning, and Dome Thunder is getting slipstream from Atlantis, and I think Atlantis just went a little bit wide again. I think Dome Thunder just finding a little bit more time from Atlantis. One of the other Ferraris though, Dark Phoenix, he's having a bad race at the moment. He's all the way in last position, but Jason is in 8th, so he's doing his best to try and recover from where we started. But I've pretty much jinxed everybody in the last few races who got pole, apart from the APS guys, because I think the APS guys in Monza got pole, but one of them got the win, so I didn't jinx them, but I tend to jinx pretty much everyone that gets pole, so I'm not going to say much more, really, to be honest with you, as I'm going to see what other battles we've got. It's going to be a very tight entry for Dun Thunder. A little bit of tapping on the back of Atlantis that Dun Thunder has just done. Probably accidental, which is probably a racing incident. It is quite hard in the wet, so very hard to see as well. And looking at the conditions, yes, it's looking like there'll be a lot less rain in the air. But when can we see the rain start to dry out? I'm going to say probably in about 10 or 12 laps time, so around about lap 16 to 18 is going to see where
because
it starts to dry up.
We have seen a couple of retirements, so that line isn't going to dry in a hurry, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe some people are going to go inter, but what I did forget to do at the start of the race is my award, the Supercharge award. From what I'm going by, I think it was Atlantis that got it. Not too sure on that. If you want to correct me, go back after, check it, whatever, look.
Actually, no, you can't look at the stream because I didn't put the positions up. So you'll have to manually check to prove. But hey ho, I think Atlantis is getting quite a few.
Atlantis.
Pardon? What?
I'll just go for Atlantis. It's not the most professional award, but I'll just go for Atlantis because I'm pretty sure he's been in P5 for the majority of this race and he started P11, I'm pretty sure, so that is good enough.
Yeah, let me just see the positions at the moment, actually. Positions, Atlantis getting 6.
Up 6.
So yeah, I would say yes, a Supercharge award goes to Atlantis. So I almost did it in ILR3 yesterday. I kind of gave that award to who gave the most positions, and he's going to leave another one.
He's just gone straight on.
And he got a penalty. Jason
just lost position to Dun Thunder, and I think he might be about to lose one to Jason as well.
We jinxed
him. Blocks off Jason, but Jason tries to get a switch back. He goes for another switch back, but can't quite do it. He gets a bit of a swapper on, manages to save it. I think that's Jason pass, unless he sends one up the inside. He does, forces them both wide. Be lucky if Jason doesn't get a penalty, but I think it would be taken off because, well, he is battling with somebody. There's a bit on the grass. He's going to try and get the slipstream. No DRS enabled because, well, it is wet. He's going to have Titan Prime looking all over the back of him as well. Oh, he's getting oversteer everywhere. He even got it through that small kink, what is classified as turn 1. Into turn 2, he's a bit too far back, but with a swapper on, he's going to have to really watch himself through turn 3. Jason is there with him. He's going to go up the inside, and I don't think he's going to put much of a fight up with the McLaren. Although he does keep it around the outside. That's surprising considering the swap was on. He's gone. Saves it. What a save. He's lost 2 positions, but props to keeping it out the wall still.
Yeah, we
what
probably jinxed
on
him
earth
right
was
there.
that?
What on earth is Atlantis doing? He's struggling at the moment. He's probably going to lose another position if he's not careful. He's got Zillion on the side of him. Oh my word, what is happening at this Grand Prix? He was the one who gained the most positions, and it looks like he'll probably lose the most positions if he's not careful. He'll probably get the, I don't know, I was going to come up with my own award for that, but no, there's no point because I don't want to bring people down. But so far, APS Hamilton 4.6 second lead over steerage, and pretty much steerage and Hamilton, like Singapore, a class over the rest of the field. But it was raining in Singapore, I believe. Was it not? Was it raining in Singapore for a little bit?
I don't remember. I don't remember it raining, but I could be wrong.
I literally can't remember.
I mean, I'll go back and look real quick.
Yeah, we will have a look. But lightning is on the back of Vados, which is interesting. And the thing is, the inters do last longer than the hypers were going to do. So that's what's going to be. Oh, Atlantis is out of the race. I think it looked like he was struggling, so I'm not really that surprised that he's out. Not the best race for Atlantis, I've got to say. And I can't remember where he lost it. Must be the final bit of set 3 because we've got yellow flags everywhere. And Leopard's over the back of JJ Rocks. So I'm just trying to follow someone to see if I can catch Atlantis spun, but I can't. So it must be the final part of set 3, and Atlantis is not happy at all. And yeah, I think JJ Rocks score over the back of Leopard. JJ Rocks got it done. Leopard side by side with JJ Rocks at the moment. JJ Rocks doing better than he was at the start of the race, I can tell you that. Managing to keep it clean. He doesn't want to get any more penalty. They're switching back all the time. This is crazy stuff from the two of them. Good racing from them two. Dark Phoenix getting another time penalty. You're right, Jack was saying there's a lot of penalties already so far this race. I think I should really keep an eye on them. JJ Rocks making a similar mistake like he did earlier on in his race. Not good for him, but still managing to hold on ever so slightly. I just see a lot of people cutting corners in this race. Like they're going onto the side, then coming back again. But I think some people are not gaining an advantage, so that's why the game is not giving much of a penalty at this moment. So that is probably why. So good job from JJ Rocks, but Leopard's losing a bit of time at this stage. Don't Fun is going to try and find some time on Jason. We got Lightning over the back of Vados. If it was DRS, I think Lightning would have got the move done, but it doesn't look like it at the moment. There are ADOS looking like the advantage at the moment. Lightning getting to the slipstream into the very long turn 1. I think it's the longest turn of the calendar, I got to say, as ADOS just tries to hold it through those next couple of corners, and he's still in P3 at this moment in time, and the closest battle on track at the moment is them two, and the leaders are pretty much nowhere to be seen, but they're not battling each other either. So unless there's carnage up front, looks like the leaders are going to, I think it will be Hamilton versus Steerage for the battle of the win. There was a bit of wheel touching from the pair of Lightning and ADOS there, so that was pretty tight entry. Oh, that was a little bit of force off the track, I think. Don't know whose fault it was, probably not intentional, I got to say. Lightning side by side again. Jason trying to join on the action as well, so if they're not careful, Jason can catch the back of the pack as well and try and make the overtake, and might go in the middle of them, because usually the third driver in this battle can be the one that capitalises it, and if the other two make a mistake, they'll be like, no thank you, I'll have that position, you made a mistake. And Lightning's trying to do all he can to try and attack.
Oh, I think he's got it here. That was a smooth move, that was. Switch back into off-camber corner. He's going to have to be careful not to want to steer into ADOS, and he gets it done. A bit close, ADOS back there. He's going to have to be careful not to lose a wing. These inters are going to get quicker and quicker. That was close between wing and tyre.
That
Why
was
they didn't
very close.
maybe get a bit of desync and hit each other. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it is this game. But yeah, I wouldn't personally risk getting that close to somebody's rear end.
No, I wouldn't either. But Lightning's now up into P3. He's gained 4 positions now on the start of this race. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh no, it's Leper. It's Leper in the Carlos Sainz corner. And Dark Phoenix has just passed him. Unfortunately, the camera, I couldn't really see properly what happened. But yeah, it was at the Carlos Sainz corner where he lost it. But look at Jason. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in a battle for 3rd place now. Lightning has got to make sure that he can handle under the pressure. Because if he don't handle under the pressure in this type of situation, that is where you're going to lose position. And Jason's going to be under pressure from ADOS. And ADOS is looking for a mistake as well. ADOS lost quite a few positions as well. So this is going to heat up very, very quickly. And I wonder when those inters are going to run out as well. Hopefully it will not run out soon, but I can hardly see any raindrops. I can only see puddles. So I can see a bit of sun, a bit of blue sky. So yeah, I don't see any rain at all. So I think probably a few laps earlier than intended, we could see people pitting for slicks, but I don't think it's where the type of tyres for slicks yet, because the track is very, very damp. So I think our prediction will be pretty close as to when they'll be pitting for slicks. Probably the ultras will be the best case, but
yeah,
we'll find out soon.
I don't think we're going to see any rush for the inters because it is still cloudy. It's not the warmest conditions. Tracks like maybe like Hungary or maybe even Silverstone, we see the track dry out a bit quicker, and it's quite a long track, it's quite a flat track, there's not many cars running on it, it's quite a defined line, so this track is going to take quite a while to dry out. And by the way, Atlantis, I'm not taking responsibility, commentator's curse, for that crash. I'm not holding responsibility.
So you blaming me? What? Jack, I hate you. Only joking. But yeah, I'm known for jinxing quite a few people tonight. So I think I jinxed Jason at one point, but Jason's already trying to fend off. Looks like Lightning got that move done on Jason again. So Jason's still right behind him, believe it or not. So he's just got to do all he can as well. Leper's quite a few positions as well. Jason's definitely on the recovery drive. He's not giving up, and he's in 4th. So pretty much, he can still be on the podium. It can still be a potential, but he's still got a few penalties to contend with. So he's got to be a little bit more cautious. Barry's disconnected, I think, or left. I don't know. So.
Oh, Jason brushes the ball. That's close.
That was very, very close from Jason. That's going to need a little bit of time. ADOS, I think, is a little bit too further behind from Jason, but he's got Dumb Thunder, not Dome Thunder. I kept in another league, you probably know Jack, I used to keep calling him Dome last week. But I have to eventually Done, I think I...
Done Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, Dumb Thunder. I don't know why Dome, but hey-ho, I think I keep thinking of another word, but hey-ho. Zillion, first person into the pits. I wonder what tide he's going to go on, because if he's pitted...
I think they look like slicks to me. That's early. That's very early.
That is far too early for Zillion.
But he's had to have a wing change. He didn't have really much of a choice.
No, I think it was his plan to begin with, his strategy, but I see no drops. The track is drying up, but they could go on the softs. Potentially, if they were going to go to slicks, they could go on the softs, but definitely a few damp patches in places. But I do see some dry bits as well, particularly towards the edge of the track, where I see a few, obviously where a few people are not driving and dry the quickest. So
yeah, he just gone straight on at turn 2 and almost spun it. It's definitely not dry conditions yet. People will be sort of using him as a bit of a guinea pig to see what all the times are like. Look at Dark Phoenix, he's recovered as best he can. He's got a point, but he's got Leper Affinity behind him.
Yeah, Leper is going to see if he can go on the charge, because he needs to recover. And my screen, he's gained 2. He's did gain quite a few more positions at the start of this race, but due to the conditions he had, that's probably why he didn't gain much positions at this moment in time. And Jason is definitely on. He wants another podium at this race. He wants another third place by the look of things, and he's not going to let anything stop him. Lightning's in the pits as well. I think it's far too early to pit for Sledge. Far too early. It's still damp, and you did see what happened to the other guys who went onto the slicks as well, how they managed it. It's definitely not the best time, but to be honest, I think a few people were struggling on the Inter, so some of them don't have much choice, but I think Barry's game froze, that's why he disconnected, so hopefully he can go back. Unfortunately, because we're not in a party with him, we can't invite him, unless someone goes in the pits and invites him back. We'll have to wait and see. What is Lightning on? Lightning is on
Ultras. Same as Zillion.
Let's just see how he does into turn 2, see if he can cope. Not
Get
bad.
to slow down decently.
Not bad.
I think in a couple of laps they will be the faster tyre. Not now. I'd be surprised if JJ Rocks does pass him, but I think in a couple of laps he'll pass him right back again. But that dry line, I think it's drying a lot quicker than I expected personally. I wasn't expecting dries until about lap 20.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about lap 16, but it was a few laps early enough. Oh, that was very tight from Lightning, I've got to say. But yeah, I think JJ Rocks is going to wonder if he's going to pit at some point as well. But you see some wet patches, and we have our first leader into the pit, our race leader, APS Hamilton. I think he must have saw the likes of PXM Lightning not struggling in these conditions. I'm thinking, right, I've got to do it as well, and this is championship rival Steerage pitting as well. So
going in.
And there was Leopard and Barry, so well, Barry's AI has decided to pit. It was not Barry himself.
So yeah, they're obviously feeling something we're not feeling.
Yeah, I think because Barry's
everyone's
AI
going
pitted,
on Ultra, so everyone's in a bit more of a even playing field. Although
DRS
is now enabled.
So yeah,
perfect timing from APS Hamilton and an ILR3.
Pretty much the top 6.
Or I won't say APS Steerage.
Pretty much the top 6. Good timing there, and I think they timed it just right. And the ones who haven't pitted yet and saw the DRS enabled, they would be struggling. Steerage. Oh,
that was close.
That was a bit of a wet patch there. I still think he was a bit. I don't know.
Oh, he's back.
And JJ Rocks, I think one of the 4 cities got hold in it. What is going on in the pits right now? Oh my word. Oh no. It's probably our first pit glitch in a while, because I haven't seen any pit glitches since the start. And that's not going to help JJ Rocks in the slightest at all. Oh my word. It might be that they're racing currently, but we see it as a spectator glitch, but I don't know. I did say there was going to be a glitch, wasn't it, before we started the stream. Look what happened. Oh, God. As Jason's got a time penalty. Oh, my word. Come on. Literally, this is ridiculous for this game. I don't know why they haven't fixed it, but hopefully they will soon. As, yeah. ADOS is retired.
ADOS is retired. So, I think he's trying to help out his teammate. He's not. That's not moved his car out of the way though.
No, that hasn't. Not in the slightest at all. But if you keep an eye. Oh no, wait. It's still, JJ Rock's
pit crew's completely glitched. Well. The pit crew have just frozen in time.
No, look. There's literally only 3 pit crew people. For the tyres. It's literally everybody else is just waiting for action to happen. What is going on? Oh my word, this Lightning has just got the fastest lap with a 140 point. Oh, I didn't see what lap it was, but yeah, that was the first pit glitch I've seen in a while. I was hoping I wouldn't see any, but yeah, that just goes to show that anything can happen, and that was very unlucky for ADOS since he had a very good start and he was on for a very good finish, and JJ Rocks is still in the pits. Oh, he's coming out. And he's pitted for Inters. That is
What?
a mistake and a half.
That can't have been planned.
Wait, hold on, let me check the graphics.
He's stuck as well.
Let me check the graphics. Yeah, it says ints on the graphics. That is just...
Well, he's still in the pits. That is a...
That is an interesting glitch if I do say so myself, but not going to say anything more. But right now, the best gap we can see is between Lightning and Jason. Lightning slows down, so I think Lightning probably let Jason through by the sound of things. Jason now up into P3. Dome Thunder in P5. He's going to close up to Lightning. Hamilton is on a flyer. 1:37.8. So the fastest up early one was
that just shows how much the track's dried.
Yeah.
It's going to come down even more. I wouldn't be surprised if we win 34s, 33s by the time the end of the race, because we've only got 10 laps left.
Yeah, 10 laps to go in this race, and it is all to play for. Oh well, problems between the leaders. I think it's not really much going to change as the track temperature is improving. JJ Rock's still in the pits and looks like his race is over, as he's probably a few laps down, and he's not going to make up that sort of ground, which is very unfortunate for JJ Rocks for that to happen. I think because I think it happens when two people of the same team pit at the same time, and that's probably what happened. Or it might be that the glitch happened to begin with, as JJ Rocks is out of the race. So, and Dylan has got 3 second time penalty. This is turning into quite an interesting Grand Prix. It has been boring, I got to say. It's been pretty much without the rain. It probably would have not been much overtakes. We've got a yellow flag everywhere. Who has costed that? I don't know. It's probably... I think it was set free, someone slowing down. Dark Philip was slowing down ever so slightly. That's probably why. But if you just joined us, welcome to Inside Line Racing. Of course, this is ILR3, and we are halfway through this Grand Prix, and the track is drying up, and we're seeing fastest lap times after fastest lap times. With Hamilton 7.1 seconds behind no, it's not APS steerage anymore, it's ILR3 steerage. Now, I think if I remember from interviews last week, Hamilton saying he was strong in Russia and steerage wasn't. I think so. To be honest, I think whatever result these two get, they'll probably be happy with. So, for them running P1 and 2 at the moment, that's going to be absolutely crazy. And I won't be surprised if I see them in Tier 2 next season, in Season 5 of ILR. If it doesn't happen, I'll be incredibly shocked. To start Phoenix, interestingly, it's gone for the alternate strategy on the set of softs.
You have teams.
So that is quite a gamble, I got to say, but I wonder if that's going to last till the end. I wonder if a few people are going to pit towards the end again as well.
Behind him in the pits.
But the best decision to go on the ultras and not the hypers, because if you go on the hypers, it's almost certain you're going to pit again. So we'll have to wait and see what
couldn't do
happens
anything
there.
else. They wouldn't let me
Pretty
out.
much the gaps, pretty much in the midfield, are around about between 2 to around about 38 seconds for Barry, but I don't think Barry's going to get into the game anytime soon, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, so still 9 or 10 laps to go, and pretty much it's a battle for the podium between Jason and Lightning and Dome Thunder, and potentially Titan as well if you can keep up.
It's really sort of, the only thing we're really looking at now is how much the times come down, which is, yeah, around the 134s, around what I expected. So just seeing if any of those gaps are going to close, because the closest one is 1.5 between PX7 Lightning and ILRT Jason, and Lightning isn't really gaining on Jason any sort of substantial amount. This is the sort of thing I always fear around Russia. The sort of people being sort of 5-ish seconds apart,
Seriously?
and when they do get within that, they just sort of get dirty air and have to back off again. It's not really the best for racing. There's not really much to commentate on, so yeah.
It's not the best, but it's been not the worst, I've got to say, around this track. But ILR3 is pretty much mixed ability in terms of assists. A few people do have assists, and a few people do not. And I think APS Hamilton is doing a Hamilton in real life, pretty much dominating this Grand Prix. So Imagine if Lewis Hamilton was watching this race and saying that's me, but I
Nice.
wonder if it's actually Lewis Hamilton driving that car. Jokes.
Oh,
He's doing well. That's why we're not seeing much of him in this race, because he's basically been dominating from start to finish, having that very good start. And the track is drying. It's not. The track temp is probably much going to be the same. It's still going to be quite cold. It's not going to be hot. We got Toro Rosso slowing down. That's probably Barry. Yes, it is Barry. Steerage getting the fastest lap again, but probably Jason can get a faster lap. I think. No, he can't. I don't.
Ooh, bit of a cut there.
Yeah, a tiny bit of a cut. Not the best
Not
situation.
fastest lap. It's just going to be a battle for fastest lap, I think, until the end of the race. We're just going to see people, that gap between PXM Lightning and Jason's getting bigger and bigger. I think the next gap we may see would be Lightning and Dun Thunder. Dun Thunder will have a great result if he finished P4.
Dun Thunder had a good result. Was it? I think it was in ILR3 where Dun Thunder had a good result.
Not Dun Thunder.
Yeah, sorry, but I think in this game, Dun Thunder really has been improving since the start of his league races. He's been in a few leagues in this game, and he's definitely been improving. So he's definitely going to be the dark horse in any races I commentate on. And I think he's in the Renault in both leagues. So I think he is. He's in the Renault in this one and in the other one I commentate on and the one you race on. So he is looking potentially very strong. But Lightning, I think Dun Thunder is losing a bit of time. PXM Lightning getting a time penalty. I think Dun Thunder is not pushing a bit too much, because possibly he knows that his rivals have got a penalty, but we shall find out in the next couple of laps.
How they shine.
Not overtaking happening at the moment. Leave your comment in the chat. Who you think should get driver of the day, of course, so far, because it can all change. And let me know your thoughts as well. Who's going to get fastest lap, because I think that's pretty much the battle at the moment as well. So can APS Hamilton do a Lewis Hamilton? And Steerage is already finding some time. I think he's improved by 3 seconds. So it's not over for the race win. I think APS Hamilton must have got hold up by traffic, or Steerage must be very quick, or both. So this could not be the end for the battle for the lead. So I really do hope Steerage
So we might
closes
see a
up.
bit of a Bottas and Vettel situation from 2017, maybe. I think my driver of the day would be between probably Titan Prime and Jason, just because Jason's, even though he did sort of was half the cause of it, but I don't think it was really anybody's fault. It was more of a racing incident. He's done pretty well, very well, to get back to P3, because he was knocked down to last momentarily.
Yes,
A bit like Nico Rosberg at Malaysia a few years ago.
Yes, Nico Rosberg, unfortunately, well, I think he only got one win. I think it was in 2016 where he actually won the championship. Was that Lewis? I can't remember. But yeah, I think
in 2016, I think it was 9 to Rosberg and 10 to Lewis, I think, in the end, in terms of races.
It was quite close, and I think it was, to be honest, it was down to Abu Dhabi, I remember, the battle for the championship. But I think we could see a battle between Hamilton and Steerage pretty much for the top two. I think it's not pretty much going to change. We pretty much got 5 after this. I think we pretty much got 5 laps, 5 races to go. We've got
6
Japan,
after this.
6. We've got Japan. We've got America. We got, I can't remember.
Oh, it's 5. Never mind.
We've got Japan. We've got America. I'm trying to think of what else. We've got Brazil.
Mexico, Brazil, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, so we've got basically it's the Americas and also Abu Dhabi to go as well, and also the Asia, the Japan as well. Japan's going to be my favourite. I'm looking forward to Japan. I got to say, we see a lot of overtakes in Japan, but we also see a lot of penalties as well. So it's going to be interesting for the drivers. Actually, to be honest, true fact, Japan was where I actually commentated my first ILR Xbox race. So that's going to bring back memories, I've got to say, next week. So
I think my first ILR F3 race was probably Austria last season. I think that's right. I think it was with Scar as well.
yeah, it was with Scar as well in Japan. So yeah, that's good.
Ooh, Phoenix going wide there onto the AstroTurf, getting a bit of a half swap. Saves it though. ILR3 just actually dropped off the back of Hamilton a bit. He's fallen back by about, what's that, 5 tenths?
Yeah. Is he going to find enough time to try and close in these last couple of laps? Dark Phoenix is pitted. He's probably got a bit of damage there, I think, because if he hasn't got damage, why is he not pitting? Yes, he's got damage. He's got front wing, and he's going on hypers, which is not really a surprise. He wants to get fastest lap, and he's going out the pits. Yes, he is. So we've got 5 retirements already. As Barry is just. I wonder if Barry's back. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like he's not ghosting to me. So it looks like he is back. But Barry, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're watching this and your AI is still in, you're on racing, just let me know. Oh, excuse me, I'm starting to get a bit of a dry throat as well. But I think Hamilton and Steerage pretty much equal wins or podiums and being the ones that are consistent. I wonder if I go on the standings. I wonder if it shows me if a reliability. But I think, well, no, actually no, I don't remember it being that. My bad. But anyway. I think I've known these two having very good reliability more than anyone else in this league, I've got to say. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the final.
Thunder, very close. He's almost in DRS range of Lightning now.
Yes, don't forget, DRS is enabled now, so more chances for overtaking if you are closing it, closing up, of course. So very interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, Lightning. Luke lost a little bit there. Thunder clipped the corner there, getting the momentum that he needs. It's probably going to help him quite a lot. He's got the yellow flag in the last bit of set 3. That probably didn't help with the overtake, but he's going to get DRS. Not yet though. Wait a minute. Now.
Here you go.
And Zia just got a time penalty, but is he going to make the move to turn 1 or turn number 2? No, he's not. He's a bit too further back. And Lightning just cut another corner, which I think, yeah, it was deserved to get that penalty because he gained quite an advantage between him and Thunder. So that's I'm losing track how many penalties Lightning has got. But I think Thunder just.
I'm just not gonna look. Can't bother to count all the penalties people have got because Russia's just strange like that. It's just overly strict most of the time. I don't even think he was off.
No, because
in that corner, I genuinely don't think he went off.
He did get a few warnings though. Oh, that was a little bit of a slide from Thunder, I've got to say. Hopefully it's... Oh, Steerage! Steerage getting his first time penalty, but I don't think that's going to matter because he's so far ahead of Jason. So, to be honest, it doesn't matter, but he's got to be careful not to get too much, otherwise he'll get disqualified. So, Steerage in the 97, I think he knows that it's not going to be race victory for him. It is probably going to be...
Thunder had a look at and Lightning. Oh, Lightning!
Oh! Lightning! He's out!
I don't think he's out. I think he's lost pretty much all of his front wing though, and he's retired. I think.
No, he's trying to get his ghost to go into the pits. Oh my god! Thank God it was ghosting.
Lucky he was ghosted there.
Yeah, he's going into the pit. That, to be honest, I think if he was a bit too further back when that incident happened, he probably would have been out of the race because he would have struggled because he would have got a puncher as well. So that was very lucky from Lightning, but unfortunately he lost. I lost a bit of time, so yeah. Zena's got another time penalty. Yeah.
I think it's worth Lightning still going to the still in P7. He's gone for the hyper, so he's probably going to get fastest lap. He's still miles ahead of Leather Affinity. He's a whole sector ahead of him still, so he's still on for 6 points. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, still worth finishing.
Yeah, that is still.
Thunder, not too far off of ILR3 Jason now. So can Dun Thunder get a podium here?
Is Jason and Dun Thunder equal on penalties?
I'm not too sure, but it would be nice to see the battle, whatever. To actually get it on track position.
Yes, I really hope we see this battle because these last 3 laps we haven't seen much battles at all this race. So please give us a good battle for these last couple of laps. That will be good, even though it may be decided on penalties, but it will be good. It will be good at least. And Steerage has already cleared at least way more than 3 seconds, extra 3 seconds he needed.
Wow.
So yeah.
Dun Thunder's so much more confident on the brakes than Jason is. He gained about 2/10 going into turn 2 then. That was
But don't forget
late,
Jason's on the
I think.
pad.
Yeah.
So Dun Thunder's probably pushing a bit less on the brakes.
I think it was just late braking in general. It wasn't just late braking compared to Jason. He broke after the 100-meter mark, which is Daniel Ricciardo-esque.
Yeah, that kind of looked like it. Obviously, Daniel Ricciardo in real life didn't get much of a good result. But it looks like Dun Thunder's going to get a good result for them. Don't forget, Ricciardo in real life is going to Renault. To be honest, I really do hope Ricciardo does well in real life as a Dun Thunder squeezes up. That was a good move from Dun Thunder, but he lost it a little bit there
He's
in the
still
Carlos
looking, though.
Sainz area.
Don't think he's got the grip. I think Dun Thunder's just managed his tyres a bit better. Jason cuts corner. Dun Thunder goes as wide as possible to give the McLaren the room. Jason gets a brilliant switch back there. A lot of momentum behind that. Dun Thunder's still going to watch the McLaren. ILR3 Jason gets his place back. Not too sure how much longer he's going to hold on to that, because he has got DRS down this whopping straight.
Whopping straight. I gotta say, that's a good way to call straight, Jack. As they're side by side at the moment, going towards the pitch, past the pitch straight.
Ooh.
Very tight. A lot of people get caught. It's the very tricky turn 3. Dun Thunder's going to go side by side again. This is a battle that we want to see, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what we're getting. So watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a very tight one between who's going to get the podium. Is it going to be Jason or is it going to be Dun Thunder? All to play for, and Dun Thunder getting another penalty. I think it looks like Dun Thunder gets more penalties than Jason, so it looks like P3 is pretty much sealed for Jason.
Also, can I just point out another position that might be under threat? Look how close Steerage is to Hamilton now.
Wow!
You might get a run of him going into turn 2.
He's going to get DR, and he's going to get DR. I think he's in DRS range soon. If he can find just...
Yeah, from here on out, he's going to have to get every single apex right, every single braking zone right. He's going to have to get no oversteer and just defend him, because Steerage does have DRS. He's nowhere near that move at the moment, but this is all going to cause a gain up until the second DRS zone, and maybe he'll be able to put a launch up the inside up until the start of sector 3. It's a bit of a turn into that braking zone, but it is possible. We saw Dun Thunder make a move into there early. Dun Thunder, I think he might have given up on that move. He's down behind a second of Jason again, but this is the battle we're going to look for. Hamilton weaving all over the place to get out, to get the slipstream of Steerage destroyed. I don't really know where I was going with my words there, but I'm not sure if he's going to have the legs on the straight unless he gets a really good run through these next 3 corners. He's not really going to have much of a chance. He's 4/10, so he definitely is within that window. It's all down to how good that corner is. That was smooth enough. He's got the DRS. Is he going to be close enough to do it? I think he might have a look. I'm not too sure if he's actually going to launch it. Hamilton positions his car pretty much perfectly. Went out wide a bit to sort of make him hesitate a bit and then go back onto the racing line to have the optimum run through the corner. I think that'll be the last chance Steerage is going to get an actual attack. But what is that actual penalties going to do? That is the question through the last couple of corners.
As it's going to be very close. They're side by side. It's going to be a photo finish, but due to penalties...
Oh, look at Dun Thunder and Jason.
Oh my word, that's going to be
They
tight.
just pushed each other wide.
So Hamilton takes
at
the
the end
win.
of the second DRS zone. and he got past the McLaren. I'm not too sure what penalties are going to do, but he is going to finish ahead on track unless Jason manages to launch up the penultimate corner. I don't think he's going to. He's going to come back out a bit. Again, I think this might be decided on penalties.
Might do!
No, it's not. Dun Thunder gets it.
Dun Thunder gets it, only just though. 1/10 of a second. That is ever so close. Zillion's going to cross the line in 6th. What about Lightning though? I think he's a bit too further back as well.
Yeah, he's 40 seconds behind Zillion, so I don't think his position... Well, he was 20 seconds behind Zillion and 35 seconds ahead of Leper. So the last around 4 laps of that race, he was in a bit of a world of his own.
Yeah. So, looks like Hamilton got the win, and I think if it wasn't due to penalties, it would have been 1/10 of a second separating those two. Holy moly. I love the battle between Steerage and Hamilton throughout this season. Absolutely remarkable between these guys, and I gotta say, it'll be interesting to see how they feel in podium interviews, because we got a replica podium to last week, but instead, Dun Thunder's P3 instead of Jason. So, can we see Dun Thunder gain some crucial points in the championship? It could be a close one. So, well done to the Red Bull driver of Hamilton. Steerage got the win last week, but I think Hamilton, was it Hamilton? I can't remember, but Hamilton did take the win this week. So, he did say it's one of his strongest tracks, so he must be pretty happy with that. So, I'm getting XP for some reason, but GG game. Anyway, Hamilton takes the win, followed by Steerage, Dun Thunder, Jason, Titan, Zillion, Lightning in 7th, Leper in 8th, Dark Phoenix in 9th, and Barry still classified, but it'll probably be DC, but I don't know. But your non-finishers, JJ Rocks and Ados, unlucky with that pit glitch. I wonder what result they could have got due to that. Atlantis in P13, Cal in P14, and AJH in P15, and holy moly, Zillion, 24 seconds worth of penalties. Dun Thunder and Jason, by then they pretty much got the same amount, roughly, of penalties, but I think Jason had one more than him. So, that was crazy.
I think, again, not sure who my driver of the day goes. I think we'll go to... I can't decide. Jason, just because of that recovery drive, even though he did lose his podium at the end, he just didn't have anything in the tyres because he was doing so much overtaking. Didn't really think he had that much of a chance of doing it.
Yeah, I think Jason and also Dun Thunder as well for managing to get that podium as well. But don't forget Hamilton though, Steerage, because they've done very well to try and get that, both of them to get that win, and Steerage managing to crawl up to Hamilton in the end. It's quite a close battle, as I haven't forgotten this week, you're pleased to hear, we have got podium interviews, and Jack is never going to let it down if I forget, so let me just find our podium sitters. I do have Dun Thunder saved somewhere, yes I do. Where is Steerage? I can't find him. I have Dun Thunder, and is that it? Do you have the other two?
I'll go in there. Who is it? Hamilton, Steerage, and...
Yeah, I have Dun Thunder. Keep calling Dun. But hey ho. As a lot of these guys were finding it quite tricky. Towards the end of this race, I've got to say. So, quite well done to them, I got to say, for keeping it clean. Well, some of them. So, and Dun Thunder actually found it quite intense in the chat. So, yeah, we've got Hamilton in the chat. And we've got Dun Thunder as well, connecting.
Dun Thunder!
Done, sorry. But luckily you didn't hear me saying that. And I think we've got steerage as well. But we'll speak to Hamilton first of all. What a race victory at the end. But you had to work for it towards the end. The steerage was catching up to you. Tell me, how does that feel to have that race win in the bag?
Well, I feel like it was about time. Like, it was inevitable, to be honest. Me and George, well, steerage kept on fighting for victories, and this week was my turn. But yeah, at the end he was getting very close. But yeah, I knew that he had a penalty, so I basically knew that I was going to win anyway.
Yes, and we didn't really see much of you towards the rest of the race because you were pretty much dominating there, and you pretty much played that strategy pretty well, going on to the ultra soft tyres for the Ints, one of the first people to do it. When did you start to feel the right time to go on to the set of ultras to pit to the end?
Well, the key thing is that you know when to pit onto dries when Jeff comes over the radio, because then it's like a certain time before DRS is enabled.
Yeah.
So luckily he told me as soon as I was going past the pits, because if not then I would have lost so much time to steerage on, because he would have pitted. But yeah, it was perfect timing. I'm pretty sure steerage got held up in the pits as well, and also had a poor pit exit, so I managed to gain some time on him then. And then yeah, I basically had a boring race, like just out in from not really seeing anyone.
Which was probably good because there's a lot of carnage right behind you, so you probably missed out quite a lot there. So not much to talk about Battle Rise, but going into Japan, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about that? Do you think you're gonna get some battles underway and try and get another win?
I know it's Steerage's favourite track, so I'm sure to crash him out so he doesn't have very much fun. And hopefully just beat him, to be honest, because I need to close the gap in the championship. And it's a good track for me, but yeah, it's going to get very tight towards the end of the season, so hopefully I can win.
And I can't wait for that as well. And Steerage P2, not enough for the win, unfortunately, but you were so close towards the end. You probably knew you wasn't going to get that win, but how did you feel battling your rival towards the end there? It must have been pretty intense.
Yeah, obviously a pretty interesting race for a few of us. The start was a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Obviously Jason was lagging a little bit, so I was trying to take it easy. And then I think Zillion Average came in probably a little bit too fast. I haven't spoke to him, so no hard feelings or anything, and I don't know what happened, but yeah, so that kind of hit me into Jason, and we were in a half spin, and obviously Hamilton was in the right place, which is good driving from him. And then yeah, the wets obviously were on into, so trying to close that gap a little bit was difficult. And as you say, I know you're speaking to Hamilton about switching to the dries. Jeff came over just as I was coming up to the second to last corner, so I knew it was time to pit. But unfortunately for me, he also had that message that he was in the pits too, so I couldn't gain anything in the pits. And then yeah, really tricky on the exit. Just was expecting more grip, lost the car, lost about 3 seconds again. So I'm trying to close down 7 seconds again and again and again, and it just wasn't enough. And to be fair to Hamilton, he drove really well, so he deserves that one after last week, because I think he was due one from last week. So big ups to him, and well done to Dun Thunder on his podium as well. He did a good race as well, so congrats to everyone.
Yes, and good battle towards the end as well. And Hamilton's closing up to you. And Japan, I heard from Hamilton, is your favourite track. And do you think another victory's on the cards?
Yeah, I mean, you can never assume a win. It's always difficult. Japan is one of my favourites, I will admit. Russia, not so. But yeah, I just try and keep the gap. I mean, I think the gap is 58 now. I think he's closed in obviously by 7 tonight, which is good for him. So I'm just going to try and keep winning races. I'm not going to try and take my foot off too much, because it'd be nice to get it done early, but I know he's pushing me hard, so I'm just going to try and win, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we shall have to find out pretty soon. And third place, Dun Thunder, a fantastic result for you in the end. and Jason was keeping you fine there. You're pretty much even on penalties. How does it feel to get that podium finally in ILR? Done, are you there?
Hello?
We're speechless.
Yeah, I missed the last bit of that question. Cut out.
Yeah, I'll repeat it again. I'm sorry. I thought it sounded like you were speechless then. But anyway, tell me, how does it feel to finally get that podium in ILR?
I'm very, very happy. As I'm still sitting here, I'm shaking nearly. From just how intense that those last couple of laps with Jason was. Yeah, that middle stint after the intermediates, I just pushed so hard in that little window, and I thought it might have used too much of my tyres up. But luckily, in the end, I just had enough to get past Jason, and I think we gave each other a lot of respect, which gave us some great racing.
Yes, you were pretty much battling with Jason and quite a few other people on the race as well as Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
How was that throughout the middle of the race? How were you trying to avoid the carnage that was unfolding for you?
Well, I was picking up a lot of penalties by just putting one wheel off the track, which was a bit stupid. But I knew I had 3 seconds. I knew I had 3 seconds in hands to Jason at the end, so I could push a bit harder. And if I would have got a penalty, it would have been all right. So I thought to myself, I can either stay back and just putt around and get third, or go for it. And I thought, you know what, I'll go for it.
And that pretty much paid off. Paid off for you going for it. You got to take risks sometimes. I got to say, was Russia your strongest track so far?
Russia is a good track. I think most street circuits are good for me, besides Singapore, just because of the tyre temperature.
Yeah.
But looking on to the next couple of races, I think Suzuka is going to be pretty good. I'm expecting like a 5th or a 6th place, and Abu Dhabi is a really good track for me. Probably my best of the whole season.
Yeah, and Japan, are you going to try and get another podium and possibly get one better maybe, or possibly stay P3? What are your expectations going to Japan?
I always say if I get points, I'll be happy. But obviously, a podium's always good. Hopefully, I can repeat it again. Make it 2 consecutive podiums.
We'll have to wait and see. Any words from you, Jack?
Oh no, I sort of zoned out a bit there. Sorry, but yeah, sure.
Oh God.
Sorry. Yeah, all wrapped up really well, but good race, guys.
Yeah.
All I've got to say is, Thunder, that was a great battle, but going into Japan, you are not having that podium.
Oh,
okay. Looks like I have to start to practice a bit more, hey?
Fighting talk from our championship contenders. I got to say, I wonder how this is going to turn out. If you want to find out how this unfolds, make sure you tune in next Friday at half. Oh my God, at 7:30.
Well, it's Saturday here, so.
Next Friday at 7:30 GMT for more Xbox action. But don't forget to tune in on Sunday for ILR 1 and 2 on PS4. But I've been JessGames95 and Jack has been JSR Snakes, and we will see you same time next week. Have a good evening, everybody, and good night.
Bye.